Hey guys, and welcome back to another review. Today, we're going to be looking at this new power bank, this solar powered power bank that I got in the mail recently from a company called Blavor. This is the W12 Pro. It's a 20,000 milliamp hour solar charging power bank. As you can tell here, I've unbuckled these little solar panels, and I've always wanted to own one of these solar charging power banks. I've just never ended up getting one, as I thought they were a gimmick, and sort of just left it by the wayside and forgot about it. But it was just pretty convenient that Blavor reached out to me recently. They're a popular manufacturer of these power banks, and they offered to send me their PN-W12 Pro for this review. So I'll go through what you get. This is the box, pretty nice, simple box. Almost looks like it could hold a phone or something like that. In the back, there's just some warning labels and stuff like that. You get a instruction manual as well. It's a very detailed instruction manual that goes through all the functionalities. Even talks a little bit about the solar panels there on the back. I'll discuss some of that later on. You also get one of these carabiners. So basically, you just use that little key ring attachment to attach it to the side of the power bank. You've also got a USB-C charging cable. So when I first got this thing in the mail and was handed the package, my first impressions were, this thing is definitely quite heavy. It's nearly 600 grams, but you got to keep in mind as well that there is a genuine 20,000 milliamp hour lithium polymer battery inside. So that's going to take up a bit of weight, especially because there's a few additional special features on this power bank. Now, it's made of ABS and polycarbonate. So both of those are quite durable materials, IPX, water, dust, and shock resistant as well, which is something that surprised me. A lot of these power banks, I wouldn't get water anywhere near them. Even on this one, I wouldn't risk getting any water near the ports. So yeah, even with this port cover attached, just be very careful with that. There are rubber bumpers, as you can see here on the edges. They help with shock absorption. And also important to mention that Blavor include a 1-year warranty on the W12 Pro. So let's have a look under this rubber port. I'll just show you what different USB ports are included. So you get basically 2 USB-A ports and USB-C, as well as a micro USB port on there. The W12 Pro supports USB-C to USB-C charging, and it also supports USB-C PD and QC 3.0 18-watt fast charging. So it's also possible, I've tried before, to charge multiple devices at the same time. Now, the micro USB input is only the input, so you can't actually charge any other devices with that. But yeah, like I mentioned, the USB-C does support charging other USB-C devices. All right, so I'm going to show you these solar panels now. I did see them at the start, but I've them up a little bit. There's a little button thing over here that you undo, and then up they come. So they just sort of flip out like that. And you can see, even with my little ring light that I've got on my desk, it's enough to activate the charging. It's fully charged at the moment. Okay, I've got it. If I got it down at the side like that, it doesn't seem to pick it up because of the angle of the lights kind of coming in from a bit of an angle. Okay, but it's quite sensitive. You don't need direct sunlight for it to actually work and start charging the power bank. Each of these solar panels are rated at 300 milliamp hours each for a total of 1.2 amps. And that's assuming 25,000 lux. Now, given that in an average day you get 32 to 100K lux of illumination, and that's with direct sunlight, this should be more than required to reach that 1.2 amp rating. And yeah, like I mentioned before, it doesn't require direct sunlight in order to charge. Even when I'm in my apartment and I face this thing towards the window, it already starts to trickle charge. So yeah, like I said, you get that little latch here on the side that you need to undo. But yeah, Blavor do recommend you to charge the power bank with a 5-volt 2-amp charger, okay, or a USB cable connected to your PC. So I just use that USB-C port right there to charge it. The solar function is really designed as a backup option when all the other charging methods are unavailable. So a couple other features I thought I would show you as well. Surprised to find a compass here on the back. Okay, it does work. And you've also got an LED flashlight here on the front of the power bank. And on the back, there are just a bunch of these. It's difficult to see here, and a little bit just tilting the camera, but there's a whole array of these LEDs, SMD LEDs, in there that produce a flood beam. All right, so basically to use the power bank, you just plug in the attachment and the cable that you need and the device. So it just charges automatically, okay? You don't need to actually press any buttons or anything like that. You can attach a few different cords in there as well if you want to charge multiple devices. Now, if you want to use the flashlight here on the side, all you have to do is press and hold the side switch for 3 seconds, okay? And it turns on. It's not the nicest looking beam. It's kind of bluish actually, but you know what? For a little LED flashlight that you can carry along with you in your power bank, you know, this might be the only thing that you have on you, and it's pretty, you know what? Does the trick. Does the trick. I'm just, obviously this is a flashlight review, lots of flashlights on my channel, so, you know, I get picky with this kind of things, but you press the button again and it goes into this SOS mode. You got a strobe mode as well, and then off. Pretty basic. Now, if you double press the button here as well, this power button, you get this floodlight. I mean, this is really like pretty bright, and you can lower it to medium and low. So it just cycles high, medium, low. Double press to switch off, and that's pretty much it. All right, so some considerations that I wanted to talk about. This material here that connects the solar panels together seems reasonably durable, but you know, in terms of long-term durability, I'm really not sure how it's going to hold up. I mean, if you take reasonable care, you should be fine, but I can imagine, for example, if I just grabbed the corner like that, just gave it a strong pull, you know, I'll probably tear or sever that connection. So yeah, would have liked to have an option to be able to actually remove the panels manually and attach them when added. So yeah, that's just one of the things to keep in mind. The power bank also works without the panels if you end up damaging them. And you know what? You're still going to have access to this main panel there as well. So the second consideration is, yeah, this thing is big and heavy. So it's, let's have a look. It's about 8.5, 9 centimeters by 17, 18 centimeters. What's that in inches? You get 3.5 inches by about 7 inches. So it's definitely not a small little toy that you can just put around in your pocket, little power bank. But then again, those little power banks, I find them to be pretty useless, especially if you're someone like me that actually brings this out and charges a lot of your recording devices. So yeah, I think this would make a great addition to an emergency kit, or just to take along with you on outdoor trips, put it in the glove box. I've seen people use these things as well. If you attach like the keychain here and then attach it to your bag, you actually hang it off your bag at the back of your bag, and so it catches the sunlight and just charges while you're walking around on the go. Overall, I'm super impressed with the quality and performance of the Blavor W12 Pro. I have a bunch of these power banks, but none of them have the features and large capacity of this one. And I'm always out and about making videos with my camera gear, especially on my motorbike. It's really important for me to have a decent, reliable, high capacity power bank with me. Like, my camera equipment just runs out of juice very quickly, especially if you're recording continuously for hours. And the solar panel feature here is going to be especially useful for you if you find yourself out there with no other means to charge your devices, or even if you're out there and you're charging devices but you just want to keep your power bank charged up so that it's ready all the time. I think it's an awesome feature, and with the inclusion of these additional 3 panels instead of the 1 panel that you see on a lot of those basic solar panel chargers out there, you know, I think it actually makes it feasible, as you're not going to be wasting time waiting days for this thing to charge. So if you're interested in getting one of these, go ahead and check the video description. I've got a special discount voucher where you can get the Blavor W12 Pro. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments and I will get back to you. And if you enjoyed the video, do me a big favor, click the like button, because that's basically one of the few ways that my videos get recommended these days. And if you want to see more reviews and keep up to date with the latest tech and electronics, make sure you subscribe.